Hey, I'm back, everybody. Forgot to grab my developer fuel before the stream started. Caffeine. And yeah, Copious, there's a little drop down. You can select which project you want. And it will do that. I think I still have to specify the context for that. But I don't remember that one for sure. Okay. The drop down he's talking about is this one right here. You can pick which project you want to be in. So in our case, we would have been in this project. Oh, excuse me. All right. Let's go ahead and do that again. Hang on a second. That loaded faster than I thought that should load. Did I actually restart that? I guess we'll find out, huh? Alright, here's what we're going to do. Yeah. No, I'm not drinking something that would make me cough. I just sent it down the wrong pipe there. And my developer fuel of choice today is caffeine from, hang on, I will show you in a second. Let's pick the game room. There we go. Get that set up. Okay, so there is the game. Up and running again. Okay, so what I am drinking is Vanilla Coke Zero, so not bad, not bad. It's no Pepsi Max, but it's reasonable. Okay. Here's what we want to test. We want to see if that database wired up and if we're able to get it to connect. So, step 1, walk over here, grab the axe, run away from the zombie, make it to the next level. Kill that zombie, grab the pizza. That one come down to you, exit the level. Boom. Alright, actually doing pretty well here. Grab the axe, get killed. Pepsi Max Cherry. Q, I agree. That stuff's delicious. Okay, let's find out. Did it create what we wanted it to create? Inside our database, we have tables. Right here. Game records. We expect to have a game record, and we expect to have a survivor in it. So there is our ID, survivor ID, level number, points. That's the current time on UTC, so that was level 5 with 110 points. If we look over here at the list of survivors, what do we have? It added us in here with my name, my user ID. It has a foreign key to team ID that is not required. Let's take a look at the data over in Teams. There is not one yet because I eliminated all this data. So we're going to call this one Dinosaurs. What did we say? Humans. And what was the last choice that we had? We had dinosaurs, we had humans, we had something else. Don't remember what our third option was in our old database. Actually, maybe it still is in there. I bet it is. Let's take a look. Teams, view data, kangaroo. We had kangaroos? Alright, we can have kangaroos again. We'll see if anybody wants to join the kangaroo team. Okay. So those are the teams, and we actually want to be able to have people start joining teams. So, here is what we are going to do. I want people to be able to join teams. So let's make that possible. first off, I'm going to commit this change, not that change. That change is worthless. We are going to let's get rid of the data from the other one. So let's make sure it's removed from the other spot. So let's do a migration of the other data context. Hey, hey Drex, welcome. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to go to add migration, and we'll say remove game data tables. That is not the one we want. We want to get from this project, so I'm going to do that. And this is going to be app data context. And that should do a migration, removing these tables that we moved to the other one. Derp, but the bot's still running. And when you do a migration, it tries to build the project. So that's why the bot just said hello, and why we just got an error behind my head. Alright, let's try that again, only with the build not failing. Okay, so there we go. It wants to drop the game records, survivors, and teams tables, which seems perfect to me. We want to get rid of those because we're moving them to another spot. So let's do that. So we'll say remove game records tables from default database. Default DB. So there we go. So this has all now been moved over to the correct database. It is no longer in the default database. It is in the database we created that is for the game. So that ought to keep it separate. Okay. Close that. Close that. There we go. Oh, sorry, Stoolpenner. The bot is actually not in chat right now. Will be again in a second. So now when I run this, it is going to go ahead and start up, and we'll have the bot running again. So it'll be back in chat. You're welcome to now do commands against the bot again there, Stoolpenner. So now that it's in here, there's a couple of things that I want to do. I want to start adding a couple of commands to this. So first off, the wasteful game, I'm going to make a folder for commands. We're going to move the commands into the commands folder, which will require a couple of changes that I'll get to. So let's do this. Move that into there, and then this one, move that into there. There we go. Commands moved. I'm going to grab dot commands from here, and I'm going to fix the thing that doesn't fix yet. There we go. I think I got it. I did. Excellent. That is surprisingly difficult to do. Okay. So that moves those files into there, and that added a new using statement. Okay, so move command, we move game commands into commands folder. Next thing that I want to do is add a new command. I want to let you guys join teams. So let's do this. Let's make a new class. let's call it wasteful. Oh! Hang on. I got you. Ah, sorry. I didn't get you fast enough. Bot chose scissors. Tried to get you. Alright, so this is... We'll say wasteful team command. That's the command we're going for here. And then I want to do this. I want to say that this is also a base command. And it's going to come with a couple of things. First off, I want these commands, the team command, to have a couple of operations. One of them, I want it to check your team. Default operations check your team, not changing teams. And the reason I want to do this is that I don't want anyone to be surprised. I don't want anybody to accidentally end up with, you know, oh, I didn't mean to change teams. So let's actually just call it the team command. Sure, rename it. There we go. It's the team command. And what I want to do is this. I want to say that this is a command that has a few options. So rather than go and do the operations to begin with, I'm just going to do a quick switch on this. So let's go ahead and say event args, arguments, element at or default. Actually, I'm just going to say first or default. So this is first arg. If first arg we'll switch on first arg. Case of something break. What is this first case? This first case is join. Now, if you guys are wondering, James, I'm assuming that's James. Welcome, James. Thanks for that follow. If you're wondering why I'm doing the switch first, we're going to replace this with an operation very soon. And quick explanation. First off, this is going to be case sensitive. I don't like case sensitivity. Second, that means that we're going to be putting the logic for what are the different operations into this command, and that seems, you know, wrong. So, consequently, I'm not going to do that. Okay. So, here's the plan. So, you can join a team. It's definitely an option. I don't know if there's other things you could do. Leave a team, maybe? If you wanted to be on no team at all, I guess you could do that. But joining a team makes sense, and I think you could join one team from another team. Okay, so we'll look at that to begin with. So, just to confirm whether or not everything's working, return, and return, and then we'll do default, return. Okay, so rather than return, we want to do something else. What I want to do is, well, I should say we want to do something in addition to returning. So we're going to send out a message. We're going to say joining team. Chat client.send message. Leaving team. Whoops. And default. Chat client.send message. Default. Okay, so there's default team. Alright. So there is our team command. If we... I think that's going to get included automatically as long as we rerun everything. So it's going to go ahead and rebuild. It should restart as long as it does that correctly, which it looks like it is. We should end up... It says hello there in the chat. everybody sees that. And then what we want to do is this. We want to try using the team command. We wanted to get a response. Oh, I did not include it in the mod. I forgot because we separated this one out. It needs to actually specify in here because I did not auto-register these. Maybe I should have. Team command. That's an interesting debate. Alright. I'm not sure that actually restarted the bot. So I am going to kill the process, and we are going to force this bot to restart. Sometimes IIS Express doesn't like to play nicely. So how is everybody today? If we have Americans in here, I'm hoping that all of you voted today. Today is election day in the United States, and I have a feeling that when Americans have their election day, the rest of the world hears it. Twitchloff, well, that's no fun. Hopefully your day is improving. Default team command, team join, and team leave. Okay, so awesome. So those definitely are working. That command registers. Let's do something else with it. I want to set up some operations to run. So let's do list of bot operation. Command operation. That's what it's called. Okay. We're gonna say that this is a private list of these. We're gonna call it operations. This new list of command operations, which actually, why don't I just create this in the constructor? Operations equals new list of operations. And I'm going to use the collection initializer to initialize this set of commands. So now I want to make a set of operations that I'm going to put in here. That will say operations. And I'm going to make a class for join team operation. This is going to be a base command operation. Ooh, I'm going to need to change that. I just realized I don't want this to be a base command, I don't think, anymore. We'll see. So help text for this is going to be written later. The operand words that we're going to use equals a new list of string. These are going to be the words that you can use to call this operation. So this is join team. So we're going to do this. Join. What's another word for join? Maybe we're just join for now. Okay. Let's make a new class called leave team operation. So we'll also implement the base command operation. We'll put this in here, and then our operand word for this will be slightly different. Leave, exit, escape, quit, okay. Let's return the text, leaving the team. Where's join? We'll return joining the team. And inside of the actual command, we will have new leave team, new join team. So leaving and joining is right there. So now instead of this garbage that we had before, we're going to do this. We're going to say, oops, first arg. Underscore operations dot single or default. It's important that we make sure operations always are going to meet this criteria. Exactly, Janiscu. Team Dinos should execute for the first arg. So there is our operation selected. So we're going to say if operation does not equal null. So essentially if we got one, then we want to say try execute, else do something else. And this wants event args. Is that actually that? Okay, so we'll pass the event args to that. This is message to send. And we're going to say chat client dot send message, message to send. Down here, we're going to say chat client dot send message, display the list of teams. By default might be the operation, like team, or display your team. We'll have it display your team. So display your team. I think that's what we want to do. Alright, let's give this a shot. Restarting. There we go. Bot says hello in the chat again. And let's try team. Display your team. Team join. Joining the team. And team leave. Leaving the team. There we go. Okay, command works. And as Janiscu demonstrates, works for everyone right now. Because that is the default restriction. Is that it will work for everyone. Okay, it does not yet do anything though, so that's fine. So everyone's going to be able to do this. There's going to be no restriction on it. Huh. Okay. We might eventually switch this to be a direct message. I'm debating that as I look at this. Might be a good idea to have the bot respond to these kinds of things in a whisper, but I won't get into that just yet. Our bot's not too chatty. Okay. Let's see, this stuff ready to commit? I do believe it is. So this will be adding command for joining teams. And actually, let's not commit this just yet. Let's actually make this work. Okay. So, joining a team. Let's first off, I'm going to do the initial version. It's going to be free. In the future, we're going to have to pay for these. Joining teams will not be free. That sort of restrict people from just joining a team that they want to be on. Like, you pick one and then you stick with it. You don't just switch depending on which team's doing well any given day. Unless you have enough in-chat currency, which, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know, while you're here watching the stream, you are actually earning tokens to be used in our various games that we play here in the channel. Okay, so we're going to say join team, and do we join team by name, or do we join team by ID? I think we're going to join team by ID, which means we need a team list command as well. So let's do this. Let's add one more command. Say list teams. It's the next operation. Class list teams operation. And this will be a base command operation. Implement that. Help text, we're not going to have any just yet. We'll fix that later. Equals new list of string. And our strings for this are going to be list all show I think that ought to work. List, all, show. I think those get the point across. Okay. Return something. Okay, Austin. Greetings. Welcome. Okay, so we want to list those. In order to do that, we need a little bit more information than we have. So I want to call this main repo. Whoops, cancel that. Just name it main repo here. Don't rename everywhere. And then this one, I want to make iGame repository be the game repository. I am going to then pass this. First off, I'm going to save it as a read-only field up there, and then I'm actually going to pass this data in here as well. Because leaving, joining, and listing it... Ooh, do I actually want them to have the repository? No, I don't. You join a team. I want to... it's going pretty well, Austin. It's going pretty well. We are adding the ability to join teams in our game so that we can get everybody in them right now. So, pretty fun. And I voted today, so it is voting day in the United States. So I mean, that means I get one of these little things. I Ohio voting. It's pretty fun. Stream might be lagging a little bit every once in a while, but should not be too bad. Okay, so here's what I'm trying to avoid. I will give you a quick explanation, everybody. So I can pass in the repository, which maybe I'll do initially, and then figure out how to not do it. So let's add in this to the repository on each one of these real fast. So we're going to go ahead and pass this around so that they each have access to it. Even though I don't really want them to do this. I kind of want them to just announce the fact that so-and-so's joining a team and have something be listening for team changes. That seems like a nicer way to do it. So, first off, we'll just do it this way, and then we'll switch it. So this is going to be the... wait, didn't I call it game repo? Oh, nope, I didn't save it here, because I undid that one too. So, game repository. Hey, Hool, yeah, there you go. Ohio. So the game we're actually building here on the stream is a... it is a roguelike game, is the one that we are currently building. Okay, so I need to pull back a survivor. Do I have a survivor policy? I do. And let's say by user ID, which is going to be var chat user equals ventargs dot chat user, and actually I'm just going to pull the user ID from, well, is that enough to have it extracted out or not? We'll do it like that. User ID. That looks nice enough. So we'll say survivor policy by user ID, chat user ID, grab a single one using that policy. This should get us back a variable that is a survivor, which I'm going to say var survivor. And we will say survivor dot team, team dot name. There we go. So that should display your team name, but we're going to say question mark dot on the team because it's possible you don't have one. Whoops, sorry, question mark dot on the team name, because if you don't have a team, we don't want this to throw an exception. So what we're going to do is we're going to have no team is what we're going to say. And right now, everybody's going to come up as a no team because no one is on a team yet. So that's the idea. So if you're not on a team, we're going to display no team. Snakehead, welcome. Greetings. And yeah, so I actually do have my Ohio voting sticker on. I really like our sticker. I think it's a cool one. Because the shape of Ohio is a little bit like a heart, so you can be like, look, it's like a heart. Okay, so I want to return. Let's grab some data. So we're going to say list. I'm grabbing all. So we're going to grab all the teams like this. So list all the teams, and I just want to get their names. So let's do a select, and we're going to say team dot name. Let's call that team names. So that's selecting all the team names, but I want to do something with these. I want to do a string.join because we're just printing these out. So let's do a comma space on the team names like that. So this will take these team names, separate them based on commas, and get us back a string that is the team names. So we will return $, let's say the teams are, and we're going to say team names. Okay. What's the shortcut that I use to change var to a specific type? I am using ReSharper, so I did Alt-Enter to change that to a specific type. I believe that you can also probably do it with a Control Dot in Visual Studio. It probably has one for that. I'm guessing that's an Alexi or something along those lines. But I don't know for certain, but welcome all the same. Glad you are here. Glad you are enjoying the stream. So I just pulled name, which I'm not sure I'm big on it just being the name. So let's do this. I kind of want to have their name and something else about them. So I want their name and number. So let's do this. So team ID. And we'll say team name. So ID and name, like that. I think that'll display the way that we want it to. Now this is something where someone would probably be like, hey, you should automate that. And I agree, we should have a test on this. The annoying part is knowing how it's going to display on Twitch is not something we can really do in an automated test, which is the problem for this. So about all we can get away with is making sure that we didn't mess up our joining logic. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and run this. We're going to take a look at the command and see if we can list all of the current teams. It should display 3 of them. There are dinosaurs, humans, and kangaroos right now. So you can join up with whatever team you want once we make that work. Teams are dinosaurs, humans, kangaroos. Perfect. That is exactly what we want to see. Pigeon guided missile. That is good to know. Did not know you could go back from the var to the type with Alt-Enter. No, yeah, it'll go both ways on that pigeon. And I think it's really important because right here, I don't actually think I need to write list teams. This could be a var, but the line also isn't long enough for me really to care. So, and the reason I say that is because I wrote the word list team right there. Even though that's not a type, it's pretty close. We don't have a robot team yet, Janiscu, but I have a feeling that it will be coming soon. Okay, next thing that we need to do to make this work. So we need to make the join team command actually do something. So, let's do this. Inside of the Wasteful Game folder, I am going to add a new project. We're going to call this project, it's .NET Core project, it's an XUnit project, and we're going to call this, exactly, Team Dinosaurs. Yeah! What do we want to call this? This is Wasteful Game.unit tests. I think that's probably going to be good. That makes it clear what this one is and how this unit test project differs from the other one. Okay, we're going to go with that. I think that's going to be good enough. Yeah, sorry, Snakehead. Joining the team doesn't actually do anything for you just yet. Okay, so unit test 1. That's clearly not what we're going to call that. But let's take a look. We're going to try testing the join team operation, see if we can't make this one. We're going to say join team operation should. And actually, before I do that, let me get these into a folder. So this is going to be a folder called commands. I think it's going to be called commands. Let me look and see where it is. Commands operations. Commands operations. There we go. Let's rename the file. Did it change it? Nope, didn't want to change it. Okay. That's alright, Visual Studio. I can rename the file on my own, don't you worry. Alright, so join team operation should. What do we want to do with this? We want to say this needs to do a couple of things. Let's say return error message. Return. Well, I'm gonna. The message is implied. We'll say return error given no team selected. So you ask to join a team, but you don't say which one it is. So that would be if you just did like exclamation point team join and you don't specify one. We're gonna say it returns an error. So let's go ahead and say join team operation like that. This project, you'll notice that's red, does not have the reference. We just added it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add reference to that project there. Okay. There's the operation, and this is expecting to be able to have a mock. And I don't have the mocking library included in here yet, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click on the solution. I'm going to go to Manage NuGet Packages for the solution. Ooh, I'm betting this new project has some different dependencies right there. So is it the new one? Ooh, this one's out of date. That's funny. We'll get that in a second. Either way, we want to have fluent assertions installed in this new project. So that one. And we want to have MOQ installed in it as well. So we're going to install MOQ. Right there. Yep, I accept. Austin, do you not... Austin, did you follow the channel? I don't remember if you did. Follow the channel and it should give you 100 coins unless unless the bot's not running at the time or something like that. Then it won't, obviously. We're going to install fluent assertions. But the main way to get coins is just to hang around in the chat for a little while and you earn them over time. And see, there you go. So, and thanks for that follow, by the way. Yeah, so if anybody else didn't click the follow button, it's a good idea because you'll get notifications when the channel goes live. So whenever we have guests and streams like that, what do you do with the coins? Snakehead, not much yet. Not much yet, but that's part of why we started developing our games. So a lot of people used to ask me a long time ago in the stream, why is my chat currency called coins and tokens? And the reason why is because I was planning on using them for our games that we were eventually going to build in the chat. So that is what is going on here. I want to match the version that's there, so I'm going to go ahead and install that, and we'll update them in a little bit. But for now, I want to put in the same versions that that our other unit test project has, just so that there's no need to consolidate them. And this one, update that as well. I don't know why it came in with the out-of-date versions here, but new project template. I would think it would just say what's the latest version I'm able to use in NuGet. Okay. So there we go. Plutonin, hey, sorry about that. Oh, you tried the roulette command. Nice. I don't know if anybody just saw what happened to Plutonin there. Alright, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to leave that test out, so we're just going to be adding in that new project. So let me go ahead and comment these out. So we're not going to commit those. We're going to commit the new project only. So it's a Netcore 2.1 app, and it has references on XUnit, XUnit Runner. Let's test. Wait, did it not? Hang on. I don't think I got my other changes. There they are. GitHub, you were trying to play me there by not actually showing that stuff. Okay. Alright, that ought to work. So yes, we have a roulette game in the chat. It's not the kind of roulette game that most people would be expecting, though. If you try the roulette game, there's a random chance that the bot just times you out. But there's also a random chance that you survive and get free tokens out of it. So if you're willing to get timed out, you can go ahead and roulette yourself. It's just a timeout. No one actually gets harmed. So this is adding unit test project for wasteful game. And yes, we called our game wasteful. A little play on things. Oh, hey, that's funny. There you go. Yeah, Coding Karma, there's roulette. Last time I was timed out, I had to refresh chat. Oh, yeah. That'd be annoying, Coding Karma. It's a surprisingly simple command to add to a chatbot. Alright, so here's what we want to do. I need to make a new mock, and this is a iGame repository dot object, because that wants to have one. So that's what we're going to pass in. Operation dot try to execute. We're going to pass in a new set of event args. And this, we're going to want to do a couple of things just to make this test a little bit nicer, because this is more work than we want to do. I think 10 seconds there, Austin. I think 10 seconds. So feel free to come back after the 10 seconds. No one's dying. They're only getting timed out. There's no bans, Coding Karma. No bans. We don't ban anybody here. So we'll call that result, and we'll say result dot should be. Now what should it be? We want to say join team operations. Let's see. Let's make a constant here. So we'll do a public const string, and this will be a no team error. Please specify a team. should be join team operation dot no team error. So that is what we expect to get if there was no team. So we can definitely test for that. In this, I want to have some valid event args. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to make a quick little private helper. So we're going to say join team operation. And we want to have a mock iGame repository and a command received event args. Create, why did I say setup test? So setup test. That's what we'll call that, and we will return call it event args. There we go. Oh yeah. Well, that's a virtual avatar there, Coding Karma. That's yeah, the avatar, not the actual people. So we're gonna return the operation, and this needs to be the mock. I'm just going to call game repo, and event args. So there we go. We create those objects, return them, and up here I'm going to say var this equals set up test. There we go. Since we don't use the game repo in that test, I'm going to use a discard for it. So if you haven't seen anything, you might be wondering, Brendan, why did you just put an underscore? Well, that means I don't care about the value. An underscore that's unused, I could use that as many times as I want. So if I wasn't using these event args either, I could use 2 underscores and that would work just fine. That is... and yes, Pigeon, I do love the new tuples as well. They're actually written reasonably well, so I am okay with people using them. And specifically, they work well for this kind of thing, where it's like, hey, I want to do setup of a couple of things. I don't feel like making an object just for this test class, so I'm just going to return these 3 elements. It'll work fine. And then I can get those and use them immediately. So right now, this test should not pass. So when I run this... Yeah, exactly, Wheatlall. There are some uses for them. I think in a lot of cases you do just want to make a class, but I think this is not one of them. Okay, so it expected it to be please specify a team, but it was joining a team. The reason why I know it was supposed to be that is because these event args did not include the arguments that it needed. So we're going to say new list of string. And this was supposed to be join and nothing else. Okay. I used them today and it turns out you can't do pattern matching on deconstruction properly. Wheatlall, I would wonder about the exact case that you're talking about. Because you can definitely deconstruct and then do pattern matching on the object, but I'm not sure exactly what you mean. And I would also love to know which cases they didn't work in lambdas. I would love to see that, Wheatlall. If you want to post that in the Discord, in, say, like the .NET channel, or C#, actually the C# channel would probably make more sense. If you toss that in there, I'd love to see it. And for anyone else that doesn't know, I linked our Discord over there, so if you want to chat with me or any of the other devs here, that is a great place to do it. Okay, I see it there. Oh, okay, so you want to be able to construct them inside, so you want to be able to specify that a parameter is a tuple type when creating a lambda. Got it, Wheatlaw. Yeah, that is an interesting case. I could see them not working there. And hello, Simple Dev, I saw you. Yes, this is live, welcome. That's how I was able to reply to you. Or maybe All TV can reply to you even when it's not live. What? It's live. Don't lie, Austin. Yes, I'm just a very intelligent AI. Time traveler. Yes, I'm actually watching with you guys. See, look. See? Hi, I'm here, and I'm gonna travel back in time and then record this. Although I guess if I'm in the past recording this, then anyway. So we need that to respond with the message. We need to make this test pass, so let's go ahead and do that. Join team operation. So what I want to do is I want to say if eventargs.arguments count is less than 1, return no team error. That makes sense to me. Hey, Mr. Bubs TV, welcome. Greetings. Everybody say hi to Mr. Bubs. Less than, oh, right. Hang on. You're right, I meant to do that. Thank you, Wheatlaw. You caught the wrong mistake, but it still got me to fix it the right way. Simple Dev, we are making a roguelike game, and this right here is letting us join teams. So the idea with a roguelike game is it doesn't take long before you die in the game. So what we want to do is we want to make it so that you play multiple times. So you would go on an adventure, survive as long as you can, and then get out. And you will be part of a team, of which we have a few teams in chat. Let me show you which teams we have. I will do that by using the chat. Team list. We have Team Dinosaurs, Team Humans, and Team Kangaroos. So that's the idea. Yeah, see, Wheatlaw? I think a lot of people don't really care what the project is that we're building. I think plenty of people are just, interested in seeing code be written, and they don't care what it's for. Okay, so that test passes. Let's make another one. Should add player to team given player not on team. Should add the player to the team. Should add a player to a team given the player's not on a team. Okay. Glad to hear it, Austin. Yes, Wheatlaw, Bubs is now a C# expert. Okay. So, when we try to execute this, I want to set up the arguments a little bit differently. So for this one, we're going to say eventargs.arguments.add. We're going to say join. No, we need to specify the team. So we're going to say 1. 1 should always be a valid team to join. So it's team join 1. And once we join team 1, we're not going to expect that result. We are expecting to get a confirm. So how are we going to see this? We are going to see it in a couple of places. So first off, I'm going to grab the game repo now. We are expecting a call to single with a survivor policy, and that is going to return back a new survivor. There we go. And that survivor is going to have a couple of properties that we may care about, which is going to be team, oh, you know what? I actually forgot about something. Let me take care of that really fast, everyone. I am, yes, I am alive. Are you any good at this? Okay, so hang on, let me test something here, because I want to prove a point. I don't think our code works just yet. I think there's one thing we got to do. I just added team ID 1 right there, so I am definitely on team 1. Yeah, no problem, Simple Dev. I am live. Can you not hear my talking? I am live. I don't think that's gonna start. We're gonna try that again. Thank you, Wheat Lol. You made me lol. Alright, so there's the bot back in here, and when I do team, it says no team. So it is not including me as part of any teams. So that tells me that I need to do something. Here's what I need to do. Generic repo. This one. This one did the same thing. Good, good. Excellent. Go, Brendan. Way to do things the right way. So I'm gonna hop up here. I need to go into not data. It's models, specifications, survivor policy. And all survivor policies are going to includes data entity policy, data item policy. Hang on. Add include for an expression. That's what it is. Okay. So that's add include. And the include that I want to add is an expression, and that is going to be x.team. There it is. Okay, so that's what I wanted to include. Got it. I love to code. Me. Okay, so there's our survivor policy. Let me check. That's the only policy we're currently using. We're not using the other ones. So we're going to want to do that on teams eventually. But basically that means anytime we use a survivor policy, we're grabbing survivors, we're going to grab their team data as well. There's not a lot of team data, so I don't feel bad in pulling that in when we include the survivors. So now, actually having just done that, let me go ahead and... Let me see, will this change it immediately? I'm gonna just try running it from here, not a full restart. Okay, bot comes back in. Dinosaurs, there we go. Now anybody else does team, it's gonna say no team, but for me it says dinosaurs. Okay. So we're gonna say it is team policy, so we're gonna get back the team. Oh, player not on a team. So, team is null. Which I think should be the default. So return a survivor that's not on a team. Team. Oh, that's weird. Plutonan's able to list the teams. Plutonan's not a mod. Yeah, don't worry, Ivy. We're adding the feature to be able to join. I'll have to take a look at that. Bot was getting... maybe we had an error about it. Let me check. No, that's the old error from before I was scrolled to. I was like, oh, an error. Team command line 47, huh? Oh, that's why. Oh, yeah, okay. You guys aren't even in the survivor database. That's why. Fixed. Nope. Yeah, you need to be a survivor. So when you join now, we're gonna make you a survivor as well. So that needs to happen there. Actually, maybe the first time you check anything to do with this game, we add you. Yeah, I know, Wheatlol. I want to fix this the other way. So this one is going to exist, but we need to make sure that that survivor actually comes back with something. So that's why I was commenting. I didn't want to actually be talking to the repo. I need something that's got more info about that. So let's do this. Let's do the... let's see. Player, survivor player. The question marks. That's called null coalescing, Austin. It basically means if the argument on the left is null, use the argument on the right. So it's a, yeah, as Pigeon mentions, it's a null check. You are not a player. Yeah, we could just do a survivor check that says you're not in there. But I want to add you as a survivor at that moment if you did. So let's do... Alright, I hate the name. We're gonna do this for now. Okay, so I want to do... get or create survivor. by chat user. Chat user. This is going to return back a survivor. This thing is actually going to have the repo, not that. Game repository. We're actually going to remove it entirely from the other spot. We're not going to use it at all up there. We're only going to go through this. Okay. Yeah, I know. That's why I said I hate the name, because it doesn't mean anything yet. But we'll look at what it does and then fix the name. So we want to get survivors. So let's say if survivor is not null, return survivor. Otherwise, we're going to create one. With the chat user dot display name and chat user dot user ID. And thank you, whoever that was that just followed. I did hear it, and I will get to it in a second. So since we wrote it this way, we're going to do this. We're going to say if survivor equals null, then we're going to set the survivor that way, and no matter what, we return back the survivor. Thus reversing the logic. Let's see, somebody did something. Acker Holton, welcome. Thank you for that follow. Much appreciated. Survivor coordinator repository. Make 3 functions: get survivor, create survivor, get or create survivor. Yeah, I can, Wheatlol. I don't know why I would do... if I were doing that, get survivor and create survivor might be private? I don't know. I agree, this should have get or create in the name because we should imply that there is a side effect to calling this. So we will put that in the name. Hey, welcome. Okay. I'm not sure when I would need the other one, so I'm going to delay creating the other 2 options until we need them. Until something triggers us to want to actually have those. So we try to get it. When we fail, we instead create a new one. So create that guy. Is there anything that we want to set on these? Team gain and record user ID? No. Okay. So create a new survivor, and then we return whichever one we ended up with. Okay. Let's see. Wheatlol, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What do you want me to change here? What do you not like? What's killing you here? Alright, let's see. Survivor create. Okay. Create survivor. Okay, so now inside of the team command, we're not going to use this anymore. Actually, let me leave that there for now. We'll remove it entirely in a minute. So we'll say survivor coordinator. Survivor coordinator. Create that. We don't need this one anymore. We're certainly not using the one that we saved there anymore. we're going to do this. Get or create survivor for ventargs.chatUser. Survivor, get a create, var survivor, get a create survivor. There we go. Tronbo, welcome, thank you for following. Get or create survivor has too many concerns. Get or create does two things. Yes, it does two things. I guess we could call it a... Oh yeah, that's... Okay, so that's true. That's true. Get or create on that is probably what we should call that. So I'll give you that one. The thing is, I don't want to have the check be, you know, try to get and then try to get. I don't want the caller to worry about that. I want you to call to this. So maybe try get, because I want it to exist. That's actually a good point. You know what? Get the survivor for the player. We don't even have to say that. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so then you could have them, but then just not use them. So let's do it this way then. They'll be... Chat user. Someone asked how you can find my Pluralsight courses, and there should be links to my Pluralsight stuff down below the stream. You should be able to find it down there. If not, it's pretty easy to search for. You can pretty much just put that name right there into Google with the word Pluralsight, and you'll find my courses pretty easily. It'll get to my author page on Pluralsight. So we'll do this. Turn that. And this is that one, and so then we'll do create. This creates a survivor. But actually, let's have it create differently. It's not going to take in a survivor. Can display or do we want it to take in chat user? We do want it to take in chat user. Yeah, it'll take in chat user and we'll create based on that. And it will return it. Return survivor. So we will say get. So we can now do return get chat user, cat user, create chat user. Okay. This probably got a little ridiculous there. Austin, that's good. Brendan's a good name. I like it. Get or create, get... Oh, hey, that's funny, Wheatlaw, you just suggested doing... Yeah, so you suggested doing the thing that I just did. But yes. Okay. Twitch is crashing? Oh, I might be dropping frames. That might be on my end. I'm not sure. My connection did lower down there for a minute. But anyway, just to get everybody's attention on this. To explain what this is, because it's a little bit weird. Glad the audio is good. Are you saying C# isn't a cool language feature? C# is a cool language. This is a cool feature of the language. So what I'm able to do here is, and actually I'll remove the expression-bodied member here. So we'll do a full statement here. When you look at this, we're saying return get chat user. And what that means is it's going to call this, get back a value. If that value is null, it will then execute the right-hand side, creating one and returning that value instead. Yes, but Wheatlaw, you think every language is a bad language. Except for maybe Kotlin. That might be the one that you're okay with. Okay. Nothing calls that right now. So that gets rid of that. So remember, when I set this up, I actually said I didn't like having those repositories in there because I wanted another layer in between. So this is that layer. I hate the name coordinator right now, but I do not have a better one for what it is doing. So it'll have to do. 1 second, everyone. Okay, I'm back. All right. So I want to mess with joining a team. So that's where we were working. And I was kind of saying, hey, I kind of feel like there needs to be something that's handling our players. So this deals with getting and creating players, and I think it can handle teams as well. Yeah, Plutonin, and the cool part is this right-hand side only gets called if the left-hand side is there. So that's part of the neat trick of like things that you can do in C#. Same concept applies when you're dealing with Boolean logic on, say, the control flow of like, you know, if this and that. Well, if the first one failed, it doesn't even call the second one. So the code is never actually executed. In this case, if you got one, it never calls create. So it's really nice. Okay. You're wondering if I want to call this a repository. I don't really want to. Yeah, except that it's more than that, Wheatlaw. It's a little different. So this is not really about that, and so that's the key. I'm debating whether I want to do the team management in here as well, or I want something else for that. But I don't really want to call it a repository because it's not exactly, it's a level up from the level of the repository. That's why I don't want to call it a repository. So here's the idea. So if we have private get and set, let me put these on the bottom, below that one, even though it has to they have to exist for it to call them. Let's see. So public void join team. So I would define a repository as doing data access, but since this does its data access through a repository, that is doing data access. The repository, in my opinion, does not have the business logic in it, and Wheatlaw, the intention is that there will be business logic in this one. It just happens that I'm not charging tokens to become a survivor, and that is the key. Since I didn't charge tokens for it, I didn't want to check that. But that's what I would say is repository. Why do you want your business logic in here? This is the place where I want the logic. So that is what I'm trying to create, is the place where the logic happens. So logic happens here. That's why I'm not actually dealing with data access here. So the idea that that you can just join a team for free, that's part of the logic. Or that you can just join the game for free is part of the logic. It happens that logic requires no extra work to get, but this is where it is. So actually, yeah, I don't really want it on here. I think I want this on. Yeah, well, that's just because you're thinking of this class as a different layer than I am. That's why this is not called repository. And I'm debating whether or not I want to put this code on the survivor object or not. Because right now I've got a fairly anemic domain model. And I'm thinking I might want to put that on team joining? Put team joining on the actual survivor? Maybe that's where I put it. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to add this to the survivor. You think players get added to teams instead of survivor joining a team? Because I want the survivor to be paying to join the team. So yeah, you can go either way. I guess it could be on the team, it could be on the survivor. It's hard to say. Okay, so if we go this route then, and we say public, we'll void for now. Survivor. So we'll say, if survivor, actually we're gonna make it a bool right off the bat. Whoops. And then maybe eventually it'll switch from bool to some kind of a status object, something like that. Survivor. You know what we need? We need to know who the chat user is. I think survivor needs the chat user. Can we get away with that? Expose the survivor collection of the team. Is that the one I can get away with and EF can still use it? I think that might be what it is. Or maybe it's protected that it needs to be. I'll have to look at that. Either way. So here's what we need to do. I want to say if survivor team equals already on this team. If survivor team equals null, join the team. Actually, let's just do this. If they don't have a team, they can join a team. So we'll return false down there, and then this will be the only case where we return true. Add the survivor to the team. Ah, thank you, Wheatlaw. Do the team members have jersey numbers? Janiscu, not as far as I know. I wasn't planning on having like numbers for our players on the team. So we'll join the team. Yeah, I'll just say protected because that's probably good enough. Here's what I was thinking about. I was wondering if I shouldn't make a... I should make this have a backing field and actually make it not accessible. Like make this an iRead-only list members. I don't know whether EF will like freak the heck out if I do that though. I should look into that. Yeah, I think I'd rather not have EF crash on me. That'd be kind of annoying. Hang on a sec. There we go. There we go. Yeah, there are a couple of points where, like, because of the way backing fields just creates the one for you, if you want to have it, like, in order to get the right type, you can either keep this, and we could just make this whole thing protected, right? And we could make this, you know, a protected... you know, whatever, although that would, I mean, wouldn't do it like that, we'd change this, but anyway. Join survivor teams. When you join a team, we want to say oh. Yeah, Janisco, I get what you mean by having jersey numbers and things like that. I wasn't planning on doing that. Maybe we'll do something around teams, though. Okay, so I'm really feeling like I want to do this as atomic operations, but not gonna do it right now. So we're gonna have the chance for things to go wrong. So let's go over to Survivor. Let's give the survivor money. Please make the money of type string. Why, Wheatlall? You think we're going to exceed a long? I was just going to make it a long. I could make it a string if you really wanted. Yeah, no. Yeah, no fractions. Otherwise, it would be decimal. Long is longer than a short. That is true. A long is actually an int is an int 64. So long is an int 64, but you don't have. But it's built into the language. Why is user ID a string? Oh, user ID is a string because that's what it is from Twitch. It happens that that string is in fact a big number. But there's no guarantee that it is because the type of the value that they actually give us is a string. So that's why user ID is a string, Pigeon. In theory, if they wanted to, Twitch could return any unique value they wanted, and they could decide, hey, they want to have letters in the names, and that's totally fine. Since the format's up to them, we're just using a string. Docs, hey, welcome. What do you think of local functions? I never know when to really use them. I actually really do like local functions quite a bit. I really like the syntax of them. And so the funny thing is, the exact situation that I really like local functions in is the one that I've gotten in arguments with... you guys know Jimmy Bogard? I was arguing with him about this one. Because the exact scenario that I like them is the one that he despises them in. So, a lot of it comes down to preference. The thing that I like about them is when you actually need access to closures. So, for example, if I need this display name value and I want to, you know, we'll say like convert foo is my local function. Just to explain to everybody, this is a local function. If I said string convert foo, I could return display name dot toLower, we'll say like this, and then I could say convert foo, and I don't even have to use display name in there, and I have access to the variable. So when you need access to the variables that are inside your same context, so like this, you can create a little method that does that. And the thing that I like about it is you can be after everything else. So if this were a method that had a return of its own, for example, I can have this go down below. That way, unlike with a lambda, I don't have to like define it in line and it gets in the way. Because if I defined this as a lambda, then I would have to say, whoops. Actually, let me will it switch this for me? Nope, it won't. Okay. So I would have to say this. I would have to say var convert foo equals this and put it up here like that. And then I would say this. So this is how I would, roughly speaking, define it. This is a func string like this. I'm not a big fan of having to do it this way, because you have to define this in advance of calling it, whereas the local function, I don't have to do that. So, just a quick explanation. I'm gonna undo this change I just did here, so that will not be in there. Okay. What the? Yeah, Plutonin. Hopefully that made sense. Yeah, exactly, Docs. You can put it after the return, and that is why I like it, is because it kind of gets it out of the way, and the only time to use that instead of a private method inside of the class is when you actually do need access to the values from that method. That's when you use it. The other side of the trade-off with local functions is they make your functions really long. Yes, Wheatlol, obviously, but you get the same problem when you create lambdas in there too. And yes, so Pigeon, some people like the look of the lambdas instead of the local functions. That's the nice thing, is you can choose which one you like better. I think he just didn't like having it at the end. He thinks that that's like a scary, evil thing for, you know, whatever reason. He didn't really articulate it other than just he doesn't like the idea of having a return after, or having a more code after the return. The reason why I don't mind it is because I get the fact that it's not really running at the point, it's a definition, right? So in a language like C#, you can define a method wherever you like inside the class. The order doesn't matter. Why does it matter in there? And it doesn't. So, and yes, Wheatlol, but that's the thing with everything in a language. You can abuse almost anything. So just think about how you're using it, and try not to make it too terrible. Okay, so we're going to add money as a new type to that object. And then I want to say inside of team join, if survivor has no team, and survivor.money greater than for now I'm going to make this a constant. Join team cost equals, I don't know. I guess we're figuring out what it costs to join a team now. Is greater than or equal to the join team cost. Yeah, Wheatlol, shouting constants. I use shouting constants. But only in languages where shouting constants are the norm. So in C#, it's pretty normal to use the caps with underscores for your constants. So I recommend using them in C# because that's what people are going to be used to seeing. If you're in a language where they don't do that, they're pretty common in C#. They were in a lot of the... they do not Pascal case everything, Wheatlol. They were actually... they were pretty common in a lot of Microsoft coding standards for about at least the first decade of C#. I know they were in there. You know, I have never actually inlined a C# function. Oh, that's actually really cool. Yeah, so Findor, resharper is actually one of the reasons why it has been moving away from shouting constants in C#, which is a bit of their Java getting into the C# there. The resharper always complains to me when I shout constant. Yeah. So I have resharper set not to do that. This is what I'm used to. It's what I usually do. Whatever your team does, that's the way you should do it. Okay. Let's see. So if your team is null and you've got that. Let me do this. Survivor money. Try pay. We'll try that. So survivor team is null and survivor try pay the team cost. then add them and return true. Yeah, I want to try to pay. I want to do a try pay though, so it's gonna pay it if you can, because I don't just want to check whether they can afford it. I just wanna do it like right now, if they can. So if money is greater than amount, greater than or equal to amount, then money minus equals amount. Return true, return false. I like it because it helps me tell whether I'm seeing a property or a constant when I'm going through code. Yeah, so Findor, that's also why I do underscore prefixes on my non-public members, is because I like to know that something is a member. What if you want to see the difference between a property and a class? It's very true, Wheatlall. If there is a nested class, I cannot tell the difference between a nested class and a property in C# at a glance based on casing. But just because there's a case where I don't get value from varying my casing does not mean I can't get value from some of it. So, okay, so that's how we're going to try to pay for that. That's how we're going to join, pay that, add them to that. And then when they join, so at that point, I'm going to get the survivor. At this point, you're actually kind of right. Because I didn't end up putting any business logic in here. There is literally nothing because we put it elsewhere. Okay. So, that returns team, get or create the player. Well, there you go, Wheatlall. That's actually really useful. I would love more color in my text editor. Color on the text. Oh yeah, the VS Code has some fantastic themes that I wish Visual Studio had as well, Plutonin. That'd be really nice. Okay, so join team operation. For now, if we're doing this, I basically have to have the... Yeah, see, so the problem, I have two levels, I have two separate layers of, I have varying levels of abstraction here. That's the problem I've got right now. If we go this route, then we have two levels of abstraction. We're not going to pass that in. We're going to do this. No. We're doing this. Hang on, I'm doing this wrong. We're getting the survivor. We are getting your survivor. That is step one. Your survivor class will exist, and we're not going to use a standard operation. We're going to use our own. We're going to use our own thing. We're not going to use the regular operation. So let's go to those. So we're going to call this an game operation. And actually it's a game command operation. So rename the file to match the type. So what are the things that we call on it? We have should execute.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
And Dennis, welcome. Thank you very much for that Twitch Prime sub. Greatly appreciated. Welcome to the Chatosaurus crew. Could we get some hype there in chat, everybody? For our new Chatosaurus. Welcome, Dennis. Thank you for, I guess, really saying that you like the content here. Let me go ahead and get the hype going. Oh, the bot's not running! Oh, derp. Alright, well, I won't get any hype up on the screen, but hopefully some other people are going to at least, you know, mention that stuff there, so... Yep, a couple of hypes. Thanks, Docs and Coated Beard. Greatly appreciated. And BG Ricky. Hype, hype, hype. Okay, operator. Whoops. Op. Dennis, you're a computer science student, and you like... awesome, Dennis. Glad to hear it. I was once a computer science student many years ago as well. I have a degree in computer science. And AV Cats, welcome. Thank you very much for that follow. What do we want to pass in? Survivor? Game command should always be related to the survivor that they're affecting, I think? Maybe that's the way we'll do it. We'll, hey, Roller, it's going reasonably well. I think that's the way I want to do it. And, Dennis, thank you for that follow as well. What does this do? Anything interesting? Alright, I'm gonna borrow those. Because we're gonna derive from this, create a derived type that we're gonna call base game command operation, which is a really long name, so sorry about that. We are going to implement the missing pieces. Oh, operand! That's what I called it. Yeah, there we go. Public abstract class. That we're gonna have operand words be in here, so you can just set that collection with the words you want. This will return if any of them match. And then the try to execute, this needs to be abstract, because everybody needs to implement their own. So public abstract string. We don't do that work for anybody. They got to do that one on their own each time. So that's what that one's going to look like. Move to its own file. There we go. Yeah, definitely do it that way. I don't know why you would have written it the other way. Okay, so this is no longer an iCommand operation. This is a base game command operation. That's not a thing. And then this needs the survivor. Is that not what I called it? Oh, whoops. Try execute should be try to execute. Try to execute. Try to execute. There we go. Hass is in the survivor, so now we can jump to the other ones for leave team. This also needs survivor. Survivor. Does not have help text. And the list team operation also is going to need survivor, survivor. And it's going to need to change that. We don't need the help text. So slightly simpler. You know what would be a good feature here? Default interface methods. Exactly, Wheatlaw. You got it precisely. Default interface methods. We just started a war here in this chat. Someone's going to try to kill us now. Okay, so now we have access to the survivor. We don't have the team. So let's say instead of just doing the count, let's say event args dot arguments element at or default. What is it? 1. So we'll say string team name equals that. And then we'll say if team name equals null, so that means we didn't have an item at index 1, which of course is the second item, then we're going to say there was no team. Otherwise, we're going to come down here and we are going to... Actually, that's not going to be team name, that's going to be team ID. Team ID. Game repository, we're going to say single, and we need a team policy. By ID, team ID, if team equals, equals null, return let's say a valid team. Please specify a valid team. We'll use it in C# team repository get by ID. No, Wheatlaw, no. I am avoiding that intentionally. But does every blue dot represent a space between the... yes, those blue dots, that is visible white space. So you'll notice they were all on the side there. I just made them all disappear. But these are all the spaces. So if I had tabs in there, you'd see little blue arrows instead of little blue dots. So, yep, dots are spaces. Specification, we're gonna do... Whoops, not a controller. Class. Team policy. Team policy is a game data policy of type team. There we go. This will be public team policy by ID. String ID. No, it's an int. ID is an int, isn't it? ID is an int. Intentionally, yeah, I'm not doing. So I use a generic repository, not one that has to define that has all those pieces in it. So I am using filtering through specifications, and that is how we have it set up. Why are the default interventions for trash and C#? Wheatlaw has strong opinions on this. Return a new team policy with x dot ID equals ID. Policy that. Oh, right, I didn't even need this. Why did I do that? That's silly. That's a good point. That one already exists. If it's null or int dot parse. Hang on, this is not team ID anymore. This is first arg. Actually, that's that's actually the second arg. Second argument. So int.parse, this is int.tryParse. And we're gonna say from second arg out int team ID. And we pass team ID in down here. There we go. Yeah. I meant second arg. Which actually should be called team arg. Team argument. Am I ill? No. 0, 1. Team argument. Team argument. That's a good name. Team argument. That's the argument for the team. Maybe I should say arg so we don't think it's a, like, no one thinks it's like a fight among the team. Team ID. That's not a terrible name. No team error, team, single, grab it, no team. Okay, so that's joining the team right down here. We're not actually going to do joining the team. We're going to say team.join survivor. Greetings to Chatterex. Guessing on that name. You can say that, I disagree, but you are welcome to like Java better than C#. That is entirely up to you. Naming variables based on their type or where they come from for no particular reason is silly. Yes, I agree. Welcome, developers from Gareth's stream. Greetings. Hopefully you've all been having a pretty good, what day is this? Tuesday so far. Okay, so... No. Roguelikes, not text-based. We are pixel art. Return. Welcome to the team and survivor dot display name. Failed to join team. Okay. Yes, greetings, Gareth. Does anyone recommend an Apple laptop for programming in C and Python? You can absolutely use an Apple laptop for programming in C and Python. It works just fine, Dennis. They're kind of expensive, so sure, if you wanna use it, you're perfectly welcome to. But there are also plenty of other computers that can do basically the same thing. So regardless of what you're doing, there's not really all that bad a choice as long as you get one that has reasonably good specs. Which choosing an Apple laptop, you probably will get reasonably good specs, but it will be expensive. So if that's not a problem, sure. The OS is beautiful, but not what many PC gods would be looking for. Yes, as Plutonin mentions, make sure that you get an SSD. Specs are going to matter a lot more than anything else for what you're running. Okay, what, did I change the... Oh, right, yeah, these aren't the right type anymore. So that is game command operation. There we go. Try to execute and pass in the survivor. There we go. Let's take a look now at these other couple of commands. Mr. Temps, welcome. Thank you very much for that follow. My Mac has nice specs, but a terrible GPU. Yeah, that can be a problem. So if you do want a game on the same computer, then Apple's usually not a great choice. Holy C. Yep, if you're going to be programming, make sure you've got a good CPU, make sure you've got a lot of RAM. We tend to like fairly beefy computers as programmers. They help us get a lot of stuff done. Okay, so leaving the team doesn't really do anything just yet, so you can't leave a team. Okay, let's give this a shot, everyone. I may have left a piece hanging somewhere, so let's see if it works. Wait, hang on. I know I didn't wire this up. Hang on. There's one thing I know I didn't do that I'm going to go get to now, because this isn't going to work just yet. Okay, but the actual change I need to make isn't there. It is in this, inside, whoops, not that, this. It is that. Okay. Now it should work. Let's try running again. Alright, what's going on in chat? Yes, I think it is a good idea to have at least 16 gigs of RAM. What is this? You Visual Studio Android emulators, VMs galore. Yeah, you want at least 16 gigs of RAM, but I would actually recommend more if you can. Is sending links blocked? Yes, sending links is blocked in this chat. But if you are so inclined to chat with everybody here, keep in mind that I do have... Well, whoops, hang on, bot didn't load. Why didn't the bot load? 502 error. Okay, so something went wrong when setting this up. One of my dependencies I'm sure I did not wire up. Positive that's what happened. Let's see. You can always drop the link in Discord. Yeah. No, see the problem, yeah, I don't have the bot turned on right now. Wait, failed to resolve bot commands. Okay, which type was it that you failed on, though? Exception. No constructors found that give you which thing. Wait, what? Team command. So what's in the constructor for the team command? Main repo, game repo. Oh, derp. Game repo, survivor repo. Startup, not that startup. I want this one. As implemented interfaces. Nope. As self. What do we need this database to be? We need the settings in order to do that. Alright, I want this bot running real fast just so I can have it running and I can post links and stuff in the chat. So I'm going to temporarily just paste this in and not commit it. So there you go. There's a connection string. We'll grab the real connection string in a moment. Alright, what is going on in chat? Anything else? For some amount of money, someone can buy something. Alright, bot's running. There we go. So, as we said, if you want to post a link, you can post a link to the computer that you're building over in the Discord, link in the chat. Also, you can find links to the Discord down below. The correct amount of RAM in this case is always more. Exactly. For almost no money, you can basically just add more RAM. The problem is I'm German, but I live in Turkey, and here 1 pound is 8 Turkish liras and $1, so it gets kind of expensive to do so. Oh, yeah, Dennis, that can definitely be a problem when you start converting stuff. Okay, let's get rid of this. This shouldn't be here this way. Connection string. Don't want that in there. I want to actually grab it. We'll get that in a minute, I guess. And download moreram.com. There you go. Okay. Let's take a look at my survivor status and team. Oh, I didn't... hang on. Wait, gotta stop the bot again. We added a new thing and did not run our... new migration. So we're going to add a migration. Add migrations to the wasteful game, and this is going to be add money column to survivor. Should be what that one is. We'll find out. DevCK, hey, welcome. You put it in the project share. Sounds good, Tech. Add money to survivors. That's the one. Docs. A migration is a way of keeping the... Oh, did I need to specify the I may have needed to specify the project there. We'll see. Oh, nope, it got it. Okay, great. A migration is a way of handling database change management. So Entity Framework includes a concept called Entity Framework Migrations, and it basically means it is a set of scripts that, when run in order, will get you to your current state of your database. So essentially, it's just scripts that update the database. That's all it is. Twitchloff mentioned something. My dev machine equals a VM in Azure. Nice, Twitchloff. Oh, sorry, Dennis. I killed the I killed the bot again because I needed to run that migration. You can't do that while the bot's running. Check down below the stream. There's links to the Discord down there. And if not, I'm gonna have the bot running here again in a second. Okay, so I'm restarting the bot, so it's going to come up right now. And then you'll be able to do the Discord command again. Or you can scroll up a little bit and it should be there. So there's Discord again. Now, if I look at the data for this table, I have money, and it is 0. And I need to give myself a whole bunch of money, so what, like... We'll start off my player with a whole bunch of money. And... was I on a team? Oh, Plutonin! Hey, Plutonin got added with 0 money. I'll be nice. Plutonin, have some money. Congratulations. Have some money, everyone. Someone try to join a team. No. It's team join number 1. It's team join 1, like Wheatlaw did. Did Wheatlaw's not work? Maybe Wheatlaw did it before you had money? No, please. Specify a valid team. Alright, hang on. I should default everybody to having $100 when they join. Well, I guess this is just for testing right now, so we'll give everybody a little bit of money. Team join 1. Please specify a valid team. So 1 is not a valid team. I have a team 1, right? Hang on. Team ID 1. Okay. We'll take a look at what's happening then. Join team operation. Drop a breakpoint. Team join 1. Thanks, Loot Pigeon. We are using just local DB for our local development. I don't know, we'll find out. Hang on. Team join 1. Oh, did I totally bork the try parse? That'd be funny. I might have just, like, temporarily had something in there. Team arg out int team ID. Oh, yep. Thank you. That is it. Good job, Wheatlaw. You spotted it. It is right on the try parse. That was backwards, which explains a lot. Oh, it didn't derp. I wonder why it didn't derp. Oh, because I just restarted it, so it probably hasn't reconnected yet. Welcome to the Dinosaurs team. And Plutonin just did the team list for everybody, so you don't have to join the dinosaurs. You can join the humans or the kangaroos as well. I will try to make sure there are incentives for joining the teams that have fewer people. Oh, Tech, you must not have money. Would be my guess. Or you joined once already. Yeah, Tech, you already joined a team. So, that's why. Okay. So, congratulations. If you were here to join at today, you got a whole bunch of extra money to be able to join your team. So, congratulations, everybody that showed up today. That's the bonus for being here, huh? Okay. Good job, Mihai TV. Crash it? No, but you probably did make it, it probably just failed, I would guess. It's possible, though. Did the overflow kill it? If it did, we should see it. No? No, there's no error. Shouldn't have been the overflow that did it. Because we didn't get the message from a few other people. Java was the last one to actually have one. I might have saved or built on my end. Whenever that happened, if I saved or built, I might have killed it. Yeah, Mihai. But that's a try parse. So if you overflow that, it should just fail. There should not be an actual error from that, Mihai TV. I don't know why the bot disconnected there. Yeah, because, here, hang on. See, you just get please specify a valid team. It does not break it. It'd be the same thing as putting in words instead of numbers. So, okay. So that works pretty well. Let's allow you to leave a team. You will not get your money back for leaving a team, just a heads up. You cannot leave teams yet. Please wait for this feature. Okay, and what was the other one? So there's join team, leave team, and list teams. So listing teams we're already doing. Okay, so it's just leaving teams that we don't have yet. We will wire that up at some point. I need to get rid of that connection string. That one right there. So we'll get to that next. Name policy really is just a name. Join teams. Allow joining teams. Teams using money. Okay. We're not going to commit that yet because we need to remove that connection string. So how do we remove that connection string? We need to pass a parameter to our startup. Okay, so quick explanation of what is going on here. We are using autofac. Pay to win. Yeah, actually, Plutonin sort of is, except the payment is all in-game loot. So it's kind of like, yeah, we could have a better commit message there, but it was not bad, and I'm trying to get this stuff done. Let's see. So load container builder artifact module. So where is this called? This is called here. Can I pass a parameter to this? So I'm assuming then that I can request access to the configuration. Let's try that. Ooh, bot configurations over there. Ouch. What was that message? Orange? Add join team for money. Didn't I say allow joining team for money? Allow joining teams using money. Using new money. Column. I don't know. We need access to something. Some kind of config. We need access to the config settings. The connection strings, maybe. Yeah, Wheatlol. It's important to get a commit message that you at least kind of conveys the point, and understand that sometimes devs are in a hurry, so trying to get somewhere, do something, so... So this has to live up at that top level, and that's why this one's total garbage. Not sure I can easily pull it out just yet. Aspect core, IOC. I forget what's the generic. Like, I need generic access to. This is not exactly what I want. I guess if I restructure and make it just game settings instead of that, and I make the game settings separate, we can have it know about the game settings. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Folder, settings, no, class, it's going to be, do it that way. No, because I still need it elsewhere. Dang it. No, I don't have an easy way to do it. I'm going to have to think through that. My brain's not coming up with that. There's a weird way we're going to have to make that happen. So the challenge here is the direction of the dependencies. Wheatlol, I need that. So here's what I need. I need this value right here, which I think I need to have in a different setting. To instantiate get and set is just this. I'm not sure what you're asking there, Java. We use get and set just as properties, if that's what you mean. Alright, well, we'll figure that one out in a little bit. I'm going to commit that connection string, which is not the worst thing in the world, because that connection string is the same one everybody's using anyway, because it's part of the app settings, and we'll remove it in the next one. So we need to get rid of that. Wheatlaw, the challenge is that this one is intentionally supposed to be a separate project. I'll look at how that one's getting it, and there may be a way to do it. That one is set up in a different project, so that's the problem. I'm not really in the setup there, so I might need to call a different setup. And maybe that's what we should do, is trigger this one based on that one. But that's what I was saying. I'm not thinking of the correct solution right now, since I'm not going to dig into it too much. We'll fix it in the next one. It probably will be something as easy as that. But I want to get that pushed out there. And we will try to get that removed in the next one. Okay. So a couple of things I want to mention to everybody. If you are one of the beginner programmers who might be here in the stream and are so inclined and are willing to wait long enough for me to start up the bot again so that all of my various commands and stuff that I want to link work again, I want to link to something. First thing I want to link to is our Learn to Code in C# series that we do here on the stream. So I'm going to schedule the next episode of this. It is not there. If you want to know when we do our next Learn to Code in C# episode here on DevChatter, I recommend you click that link that I posted there in the chat. It'll take you to this page. Once you are here, click on that Remind Me button to make sure that you get notified when we have one of those episodes coming up. These are for beginners to learn C#, so if you are new to programming or know someone who is new to programming and wants to learn with us, you can check these out. The best way to do it, watch the video that we did for last week on Thursday. We did a Learn to Code in C# episode for about 3 hours where I was teaching another Twitch streamer who is not a programmer how to code in C#. So he had no experience writing any code, and we started writing stuff right off the bat here on the stream. That's what we expect other people to do. We want you to learn how to program with us. So if you are new or know someone that wants to learn, get them this link, and I will post it again in chat. It's right there. If you are someone that wants to contribute to an open source project and you just want to look at the code, you can actually find our GitHub repository at github.com/devchatter. Link is over there in the chat or down below the stream. And when you click on that, it'll take you over here. And we have a few projects, but our main one is the DevChatter bot. And that's the one that we were just working on. If you want to work on this project, we do have information about getting started, contributing, how to set up the project, and everything like that, so that you can actually get involved with our project. So if you want to either use the chatbot or just add features to it, have fun programming, you are welcome to join in and help us out with this. And other stuff to mention. Next week, next Tuesday, so we were supposed to have a guest on our stream here today, but she was not able to make it. She actually got, picked up some kind of cold or something today, and I was like, like we don't need to have the, the coughing, sneezing, etc. stream, so we'll just delay a week since it works still for both of our schedules. So instead, next week we are going to have Rachel join us on the stream. So that is why she was not here this time. We figure everyone will appreciate that. So, next week we're going to have a little bit of fun going over designing systems to be accessible. So that is what we are going to work on next Tuesday. Other things, for anyone who doesn't know, we stream 4 times a week here on the channel. And that includes Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And if you want to see what our schedule is in your time zone, just go ahead and use our schedule command or look down below the stream. We have panels below the stream that will show you what our schedule is in your time zone. It just kind of figures that out based on where you are. But if you want to use our chat, you can just do schedule and then give it a location where it can find it. And if you try what Wheatlol just tried, it will not find your given location. Because it does not know where my is. But for example, if you lived in Germany, or you lived in England, or maybe you live in California, those are the various times that you can get. So, and there you go. So you can get time zones in various different... And I don't know why we needed to check Wales, BG Ricky. We already checked England. And I have a feeling that's the same time zone. But, either way... Exactly, pigeon-guided missiles. They do know. They do know. Okay, so that is how you check our schedule. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can find me. I am at Brendonius. It's written right there. You can also follow DevChatter on Twitter if you like, and it's DevChatter with an underscore on the end. And then last couple of things. I want to make sure that I thank everybody that subs to me here. I greatly appreciate it, as it helps me continue to do this. If you want to support the stream, you can do that in a number of different ways. One of them is showing up, following out, contributing, helping out with things. You can also subscribe to the channel or support the creation of content from DevChatter through our Patreon. And we also have awesome merch stuff that is available using those links that gets you awesome stuff like I'm coding mugs, stickers, and other stuff like that, all featuring our DevChatter Chattosauruses. Let's see. Thursday's stream. So we will be back again in 2 days for a stream on Thursday, and the Thursday stream is an interesting one because it starts 2 hours early. Our Thursday streams start at noon Eastern time, so that's, what, 5 hours before right now, so whatever time it is where you are, subtract 5 hours, and that will get you to the time of our start on Thursday. Anyway, it was awesome chatting with everybody. Let me go ahead and roll our credits here. I want to make sure that I thank all of our moderators for supporting us today. I know that I saw Stoolpenner here helping out for a little while. I want to thank all these nice people for following, and yes, I am just assuming that all these people are nice, so thank you everyone. And Dennis, thank you for going out of your way and subbing and following today. It is always appreciated. Hopefully we will see you back at the next stream, and hopefully you enjoyed everything we did here today. Take care everyone. I will be back on Thursday. Bye. Happy coding, everyone.